Taxi!
Very safe and very efficient. They're
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
We'd never use any of the other cabs.
Used in France with these crazy cars where the music is loud, taxi driver doesn't care about the clients, and so it's always nice to be here.
I think the start thing is to get from A to B, but definitely a good conversation along the way, and I think that's what London cabbies are definitely known for.
When it's easy to get from A to B, I mean,
I'd hate to see them go.
I don't, I really miss it. I think it's part of London.
London.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Thanks very much. Hey, keep the change.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much.
I've just done what thousands of people do every day. Taken a journey in one of these. And if you're watching this, then the chances are you'll have taken your first tentative steps towards becoming one of London's world-famous cabbies. And famous for good reason, as the London taxi service has recently topped the polls for being the best in the world, joining the ranks of people like Peter means having first passed the most comprehensive examination scheme in the world of its kind, the knowledge, which is arguably as famous as the taxis themselves. Choosing to become a taxi driver means choosing to be charge of your own career. You get to choose when and where you work and how much you earn. So, if you're looking to go your own way and you enjoy the feeling of independence, then choosing to study the knowledge really is a smart option. This series of short films is designed to help you through the whole process. We'll be giving you a glimpse of what actually happens at every stage of the process and giving you a few tips and ideas you might find useful. Doing the knowledge involves getting to know every one of the 320 runs contained in this, the Blue Book. You'll have been given one of these with this DVD. This little book becomes the central reference of all knowledge students. And believe you me, you'll be running routes in your sleep before long. It might sound like an amazing amount of hard work, but when you eventually get there and pass the final test, the rewards of being your own boss will make it all worthwhile. And there are plenty of people along the way who can help. We're here at the Public Carriage Office to find out how you can take your next steps on your journey to becoming a taxi driver. Now, my first port of call is here in the bookings hall. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm going to meet one of the examiners, Stephen Thomas. Hi, Steve.
Hello, Miles.
How are you?
Not too bad, mate.
Can you just tell me, I mean, Great Hall, my first port of call, I have no idea what's involved in what you have to learn as part of the knowledge.
Well, first of all, you've got to know all of London.
OK.
And that is a big commitment, time-wise. You've got to do written exams, oral appearances in front of the examiner, and it is a length of time involved.
Is this all? This is all at the same stage, or is it all different stages?
No, it starts off. You get the initial talk.
Okay.
And then you're given a certain amount of time, 6 months, to do the first so many runs.
Right.
Then you get a mock exam. Then eventually there's a final exam. Once you pass the final exam to say that we think you've done enough groundwork, that is when you come up on appearances.
And all of this has to come out of my own pocket?
We don't pay for anything. It's down to you to sort out that part of it.
My goodness. Show me around?
Yeah, by all means.
Oh, great. God, so much. How long have you been an examiner?
Nearly 5 years now.
OK, 5 years. And how long would it take someone to do the knowledge itself?
If they've done it full-time, probably 2 years, but it can go from any time onwards. You've got to obviously buy your own equipment to do it on, the bike, the helmets, the gloves, boots, etc., all your maps, books from the colleges, and then it's obviously the time that you're spending doing it, which is you're not getting paid for it. So there's the cost implications when you can fit it in amongst your domestic circumstances and your career or your job circumstances.
One good kit for you when you're out and about.
Don't skimp. Because if you come off that bike and when it's cold, you haven't got good kit and muffs and bits and pieces like that.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of nowhere and you're thinking, where am I? And I'm wet and cold. All I want to do is go home. Whereas if you buy proper kit and you're warm and you're dry, you can carry on, you feel safer.
Because you don't know, you leave your house and it's all sunny, get into London and it starts pelting down rain.
Yeah.
And then but it's not really worth going back because you're here now, you might as well stay and finish it off. That's what you always think, wouldn't it?
Exactly, I'll go all this way.
Might as well stay and finish it. But then you get a puncher and you've got a push bike home. It's even better, wouldn't it?
It's not easy, but you have to stick at it. And I had 2 children I was divorced. I had 2 children to pick up from school. And then I used to make sure they had their dinner. And then I'd start reading over again, because to me it was like a 24-hour thing. You'd get up in the mornings, do your runs, and you need to do at least about 3 a day. And then I would go to my knowledge point at Caledonian Road, call over a few runs and leave there by 3, dash on the bike back to where I lived to pick the children up.
Well, I was watching a friend of mine, he was 60 years old, and he was carrying 5 and 6 crates of milk at a time. And I thought, that's not for me. So I done the knowledge.
I mean, now I'm my own boss, so I can work when I want, which is, I work 4 days a week. So I've got the weekends free to myself. I met a lot of good friends along the way doing the knowledge.
You need dedication. You need dedication for this knowledge.
You do.
Yeah, well, you just want to. You don't want any extra appearances. But you don't have it within.
But you gain it. You do gain it. As time goes on, you stop doing certain things. You don't go out. You get drunk on a Friday night. You don't want to do it because you've got to go up on a Saturday and go out. So you might have a couple, but you're thinking, I've got to be out on the road at 6 o'clock in the morning. I can't get drunk because I'll get nicked.
Or you can't go out with your mates because
it's going to be a long one.
No, or you're going to be talking about knowledge and they're not having none of it.
Yeah, exactly.
They just don't. They're not going to end up wanting to know you.
So what happens in here then?
Well, this is a notorious waiting room. Not a lot happens in here.
Okay.
It's just, as you can see, there's 20 empty seats now. And on a normal day, you might have 20 students sitting in here, all waiting, very nervous, and sometimes you could hear a pin drop. The students sitting here would hear the door keep opening and shut. So they'd be sitting there very nervous because as soon as their name's called, they then follow the examiner down to one of the rooms off the corridor, and then it's going to be a caught now appearance.
But it's all got to be worth it, has it?
Of course it has. I achieved it, and you become your own boss, work when you want to work, what hours you want to work, and, you know, your time's yours.
Right. Could you show us where the appearances take place?
By means. I'll show you.
Mopeds are the most common things you're going to see. You will see scooters as well, but they're affordable compared to any other forms of transport that they're going to use. They're the most convenient way to do it, and you're going to see lots of it out there. You see loads of them out there, like mini celebs.
It took me, when I done it, it took me 3.5 years in total. All right, I could say you could do it probably the knowledge if you've done it full time from probably 2 years. 2 years you could do it if you worked in day in and day out and studied it. I done it 3.5 years because obviously domestic circumstances with work-wise. In 3.5 years I actually done 23,400 miles on the knowledge. I was actually out on the road for 1,840 hours on the road, and I could quadruple that for study, writing things up and learning.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that I should know about?
Well, yeah, they got later on towards the end. They got to take a driving test.
Right.
6 driving lessons and a test, and obviously the wheelchair access, and obviously learning the highway code again, which is hard for some people.
Wow. So this is where it all happens then?
This is my office.
Oh.
Go inside.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, this is where the candidate will sit here.
Yep.
Take a seat, Miles. Take a seat and try it for size.
Will do.
How's that feel?
Whoa. Don't make it too comfortable there.
But we're not trying to trick people. We're not trying to trap them.
Okay.
We're obviously going to put questions to them, and they've got to answer it.
Right.
And I can assure you, if you do the work, you'll get through. It's the ones that don't do the work don't get through, or they give up.
So
it is worth it in the long run, I can assure you.
Maybe once a month or 5 weeks I'll go out on a Saturday night, and from the minute you put the light on as you head into the city till 5 o'clock in the morning, you're just constantly busy. earning a nice living, and then you can go home on early Sunday morning, and as you go into bed you think to yourself, I've had a right good night, nice take-ins, and you look forward to the day off, and then looking forward to doing it again next week.
The prospect is at the end of it, you are your own boss. I think that is one of the most important things. And as regards for a lady, if she has got other children, then you can work around it. It's a very good job for, I would think, for a married woman, a divorced lady, whatever. It's very good. You can work around it. And that is my main aim, that I can take time out and I go work when I want.
So, the knowledge is not something you can take lightly. Now, the rest of these films will take you step by step through the rest of the stages you'll need to pass the knowledge. In a moment, you'll see a list that you can use to jot down the important points made in the first of 4 films. If you're watching this on DVD, use the remote control to move forward after each screen or return to the main menu.